Peachy here, aka the Frankston Flipper, aka Mr. Moneyball. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have got another thrift video where we go out and see if we can find some good items, profitable items to hopefully flip on eBay to make profit, because that's what you want. Some people will say, oh, people just get your store going, get up to 100 items, but again, ultimately what we're trying to do is make a profit. People will argue, oh, I'm growing my business, but at the end of the day, if you have a mortgage to pay, you pretty much need to make profit. If you're sponging off your parents still and all that type of thing, well, yeah, you might be able to get by, but again, do you want to sponge off your parents? No, that's not good. Not good for them, not good for their retirement. You want to be able to be self-sufficient and be a big boy. So today, what we're going to do is try and do that. I've already got a job and I live by myself with my partner, so I've got my big boy pants on anyway, but I've also got a full-time job, and this is just a bit of a side hustle. We're going to go off to the thrift and see what we can find, and at the end, I'll show you my haul. See you then. And we are back at Savers to see what we can find. Look, this bloke here actually got in my way. He's been a bit annoying on his phone, oblivious to what I'm doing. But we got around him. He went left, I went right. We went to the DVDs. Found this box set called Borgen. Thought it might have been worth a bit of money, because it looks like it's worth a bit of money. But I comped it up, and it wasn't worth that much. So we put it back on the shelf. Oh, for one there. Did find these model kits. Never was any good at putting these things together as a kid. Always ended up with, broken pieces and missing pieces, and the object or the item, the car, the boat, not looking quite like it should on the box. But they had some pretty cool ones. This helicopter was awesome, and they also had the USS Enterprise, a really cool battleship. I love battleships. I love all that type of stuff. But again, model kits, just don't know enough about them. Don't know if all the pieces are there. They weren't sealed. They were just there, so it makes you wonder why they were there. Video games, we did pick up a few video games, but look at all these Wii Fits. Like, really, just throw them in the bin. Don't even bother. They'll probably be there in 5-6 weeks' time. We found this vintage Essendon director's chair cover. Speaking of Essendon, they probably all are sitting down like witches' hats, almost sitting down on chairs this year. But we put that back. Even though it was vintage AFL, just a very too niche item, I'd put it down to. These Ampol hats, more modern. They were cool, but they're probably not going to resell for much. Just thought the Ampol hats were cool. They had some other hats here. Krispy Kreme. Don't like their donuts anyway. Good variety of hats. Don't normally pick up the hats. As you know, if you watch the channel, I don't really pick up hats that often. Some 76ers. Some decent items there. Thought we found this really cool Kyrie Irving jersey. But yeah, it was a pretty bad fake in all honesty. Thought it was from a distance. It looked okay. But alas, it was a fake. Not a good fake. So we put that one back on the shelf, so another Kyrie fan can enjoy that. It's not too bad looking, but it's obviously a fake. And as was this Jason Tatum Boston Celtics. This one's actually a better fake, but still a fake. When it says XL and it looks like it's a medium, that's a good giveaway as well. Off to the hoodies. Found this Aldi. So Aldi, German discount type store. That's a pretty cool jumper. It's only $6. Didn't pick it up, but yeah, tempted. Probably wouldn't go for much anyway. Cat. Sold a lot of cat jackets lately. Made a bit of money. This is a long sleeve cat shirt. Didn't pick this one up. And I also had this Reese hoodie. I did pick up a lot of Reese stuff, but the drawstrings were not on there. If the drawstrings were on there, I would have picked this up. I think it was about $6-7. But look, could have probably still sold without the drawstrings, but I wanted the drawstrings. We're not picking that up. We'll leave that one there. Good value would have been with the drawstrings. Unfortunately not. And we're off to the games. And we found this. Look at this. How's this fun for the whole family? The Bible Challenge board game. You could sit around there on a Saturday night with mum, dad, your brothers, sisters, answering questions about the Bible, on the Bible. Yeah, pass. I think I've got to wash my hair or something that night. And I also had this other game. This one looked vintage, but it wasn't really that good, so we put that one back as well. Did find this Monopoly. I don't know what this was. It was like a Pac-Man arcade Monopoly. It's got the game there. You play the game every time you pass go or something. Box was a bit damaged as well. Again, it's a board game. I don't normally pick them up because you don't know if you're going to get all the parts. But occasionally I do pick up board games. But it is rare, and this is an exception. This is a really cool vintage board game. Are You Being Served? Was really tempted to pick that one up for $4.50. Probably should have. But again, I did pick up this Mad one. Just look at the artwork. That artwork is, wow, just amazing. Did love Mad as a kid. Probably explains my awesome sense of humour these days. And unfortunately, people in the reselling community have kind of lost it a little bit. But that's okay. They can't handle jokes. We'll move on. Thought this might have been like a Street Shark. I knew it wasn't a Street Shark, but it might have been something vintage like that. But look, it was going for about $20-30, but wasn't worth my time. Didn't like it. Didn't really want to deal with it. So put him back on the shelf, and someone else did claim him shortly after. They had like these chests. I forget what they were called. They had 3 of them. And look, people were asking about $25 for these online. I was tempted to pick up all 3 and just do them as a bundle, but generally the ones that were selling were brand new, and these were obviously not. They had some Bratz dolls, but look, a bit of marking on them, and they didn't have their clothes. They were a bit undressed. They did have their feet, which was good. They did have everything else intact, but no clothes, and the price was a bit too much. I think this is a skibbity toilet. It actually pressed a button, and it kind of surprised me. I didn't know what that was. Pressed the button, I was, oh, holy wow. I didn't know, that kind of shocked me a bit, that he jumps up like that, even though it's kind of expected it was going to happen. They had this really cool looking secret. You feel like a spy. Look, it's a suitcase. No, it's not. It's a record player. Really cool looking, sort of like a briefcase that turns into a suitcase that turns into a record player. Cool idea. I did like that. And they also had an electric typewriter, something you don't see every day. Maybe I can start writing some horror books as well. I've actually got a really good idea for a horror movie, but I'm not going to give that away because someone else will take it. I think it's a pretty good idea. Maybe when I do write a book one day, that will be my Hollywood fame Oscar award for best writer. They had more PlayStations there. I think some of these are still there from last week, but I did go there recently and they have sold. And something that hasn't sold are these Funko Pops. Savers think they're worth a lot of money. They put them in the expensive section, but no one's buying them. They're not worth money. No one cares about them. They're crap. And they also had cameras. A lot of people like cameras. And some of the prices on these cameras seemed a bit excessive. But again, that's what they're probably worth, because the person at the back's probably looking them up and saying, yep, that camera's worth $50 and we don't want resellers to get them. But we headed back into the car. Our day was over. We did okay. All right, we're going to start off with the toys. There were no toys, so that's that gone. No toys this week, didn't buy any. Didn't really see any, but I was interested in. There's a couple there which I was like, ooh, maybe, but no. So we'll go on to the video games, which we did get a few. We got the Fast and the Furious. Got no idea what that's worth, but come on, it's got to be worth something. It's the Fast and the Furious. Dragon Ball Z Budokan Tenkaichi 3. I think that goes to decent money. I think that's about $25-30 game, so that's pretty cool. Project Gotham Racing on the old Xbox. I think that goes okay. Might be a bundle, I'm not sure. Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 6, I think, is apparently being released later this year, so there might be some interest in getting 5. Who knows? We got, what else did we get? We got Finding Nemo. No idea what that's worth. Probably not much, but it might be like a kids type bundle with a bunch of kids games. Kids play video games too, and I think they like Finding Nemo. We found the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. Not sure if that goes for much money, probably not. And we picked up one DVD, and that was the Chips, the California Highway Infantry Patrol Chips. I think that Estrada, was that his name? Estrada. He used to like brush his teeth like 5 times a day to keep the pearly whites happening. So that's all the media for the week. And we also picked up this really cool board game. I haven't actually opened it up yet, so I've got no idea. The pieces are in there, but just that artwork alone, look at that. How cool is that? But that's just so cool. Love the artwork. Someone will probably just buy the box alone, I reckon. I haven't opened it up. Hopefully the pieces are in there. If it's a full game, this should go okay. I think the comps on this, it sells for around, not sure what kind of condition that's in. Not sure if that's just part, I don't know, on the back of the box there, if that's meant to be there or not. I'll have to look. I'll have to do some looking because I'm not sure if that stain is meant to be there or not. But regardless, that's just some cool artwork on the front there. Love it. Alfred E. Newman, what me worry. That's the media, that's the games. I don't normally pick up board games, but I couldn't resist that one. Next up is the t-shirts. Didn't buy many t-shirts. Haven't been finding too many t-shirts this week, but that's okay. It's cold, it's winter. They're not really selling probably much anyway. Did find this Team USA jersey, stock jersey t-shirt. Thought it was a pretty cool t-shirt until I saw the sleeve when I got home, and that thing is mangled. So, cool t-shirt. Unfortunately, probably why it was cheap. Thought I got a bargain. I'll probably list it for not much money. We found a Rihanna t-shirt, like a tour t-shirt from Australia. I think this one goes okay. It's the Australian tour. Didn't pay much for that either, so that was pretty cool. Chevrolet, this is a pretty cool t-shirt. Nice graphic image there of the girl. So Chevrolet, almost like a Harley Davidson style print there with the image, the graphic. I like that. That should go all right. This t-shirt was a little bit different. It's like it's got this guy. If you grew up in the 80s, early 90s, you'll know that is Bob Hawke. And it's Bob Hawke, and this is the Skateboarders Journal t-shirt. It's got Bob Hawke, big picture on the back as well. The Skateboarders Journal t-shirt. Got no idea why Bob Hawke is on a skateboard. I got no idea. Just thought it was unique, different. I'm not sure if it's going to sell for much, but I could probably rock that and just rock Bob Hawke around back when people had a bit of a personality. Picked up this one last week. I had it in a different area because I did a bit of a video on it. Watched my off-white t-shirt fakes in my other video from about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Off-white, cool t-shirt. It's got the flight there, Jordan or Air Jordan 1 or something. Awesome t-shirt, but it is a fake. It is a fake. Don't believe people when they say things are worth $200. I got a UNLV jacket that's trying to sell for $1,000, mate. It's not $1,000. Maybe 100 at best. Yes, you can be in Australia and you can get American college jerseys in Australia. Just like I can get an NBA jersey in Australia. We do import stuff. College basketball, it was pretty big in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. That's how we've got the college jackets in the op shops, because people could buy them in the store. And we also picked up a Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy, pretty cool t-shirt. Does have a bit of a mark down the bottom, but that's the t-shirts. Like I said, not great this week, but it's winter. People aren't wearing them. Well, they are, but not out. Yeah. And now onto my favorite category, just like the jerseys. And we picked up a few this week. We picked up a Frankston, or the Pines Pythons. One of the roughest teams, probably called the Pines. They're from the Pines. They're probably going to be rough Pines. That very unique colours they have. What's this? This is a SC Bayern Munich jersey on the Adidas tag. Nice jersey, that one. I like it. No name on the back, unfortunately. I think it might be a little bit faded on the front. I'm not sure if that's just the design though. Local football jersey. Not sure what team this is. It's probably from around the Cheltenham Moorabbin area league. Tigers. I'll have to look them up. I did when I did it, but I forget who they are. So the Tigers. It's the local footy jersey. The Team Penske on the shell. Sold this a few times in the past. Just goes for $20-25. People like these shirts. Nothing too fancy about them. They're just a nice solid money earner. Keep the store ticking over. This is a little bit different. I had a few of these at Savers this week. I picked up one. only because I'm just going to really experiment, see what it is. It's an Australian squad for the Paralympics team. Doesn't have a name on it or anything like that, so I'm assuming it's a team member, but I'm not overly sure. It says the Australian squad, so I'm assuming these were just released to the Australian Paralympic team squad. Maybe you could buy them, I don't know. They had a few different ones, so it's probably just one guy. Hopefully one former Paralympian trading his old Olympic stock, getting rid of it maybe, I don't know. This is a fake jersey, Indigenous. These always go pretty good, even if they are fake. People like them. It's a fake Indigenous jersey. Probably get 20 bucks for that. That's nice. Another fake jersey. This is Carlton. Probably not worth much the way they're going. They are struggling. But the Indigenous jersey, probably about 20 bucks, even though it's fake as well. And we picked up a New York Jets NFL jersey. NFL season must be starting up in maybe a couple of months, I think. We've got a New York Jets. That is a Mark Sanchez, the quarterback. I'm not sure if he still is, but he definitely was at one point. That's a big jersey. That would fit me. Could even rock that until it sells. That's all the jerseys for the week. And now onto the jackets, jumpers, long sleeve shirts, all that sort of stuff. We also did find this Hammer Barn. So Hammer Barn, it's got tags as well. We've got a couple of these this week, which is pretty cool. Hammer Barn bag, which is kind of like Bunnings, or is Bunnings, but the local Bunnings got named Hammer Barn for, it was about 6 weeks. And it's kind of like a Bluey promotion, because I think Bunnings in Bluey is called Hammer Barn. We picked up a White Fox hoodie. My jackets are falling all over me. White Fox blue hoodie. White Fox still goes pretty good. It's that embossed one as well. So that little embossed feel, which is the ones people want. It's the hoodie one which people want. This was an awesome find. It is a retro, but it's got that old school Collingwood jacket. And it is like first 18. Did sell a Richmond coat, one of these maybe 2 years ago. This one's just more of a jacket, not like a long coat. It is Collingwood. It's got that, I'm not really showing that off too well. It's got the old Collingwood logo, got the VFL logo on the side. It's got that vintage look about it, which is pretty cool. That should go for decent money, I'm assuming. Picked up a Chicago Cubs, just a hoodie. It looks almost new. This looks like it's barely been worn. Chicago Cubs hoodie, nothing on the back. It's majestic. Picked up, what's this? Super dry, like a woman's jacket. Pretty small, obviously it's a woman's jacket, but it's not a big size. Got the Aztec type design. I think that might go all right. I have to list that one up soon while it's still cold. Oh, I'm dropping everything. What else did we pick up? Neo Vision. Look, I picked this up, not sure how good it is. Neo Vision, it's got like a crazy dog on there. Neo Vision, it's got something written there. What's that say? Unchained. It's got that savage looking dog. Like the look of that jumper. I think it's an OK brand. I think it's apparently like a Culture Kings type thing, brand. We sell it there. I've got this Donald, is it Donald Duck? Donald Duck? Yeah, Donald Duck. A Donald Duck coat with kind of these little pictures over it. Down the back it says Walt Disney's Donald Duck, Fire Chief. Not sure if that's a men's jacket or a woman's jacket. Has got a couple little marks over it, nothing major to put me off listing it or buying it, but cool jacket. And the last thing we picked up was this Harley Davidson jacket. This one's a pretty cool jacket. It's got the Harley Davidson branding there, and it's got that really cool looking eagles on the back. This jacket should go for some decent money, hopefully over 100 bucks. Whew. It's a bit of a workout. The arms are burning from doing all that lifting. Probably shows how unfit I actually am. But that's all our pickups for the week. If you got this far, in the video, you are a legend. And hopefully you enjoy the thrifting, and hopefully you find some good stuff in the thrifts. See you later.